What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. Yes, you see the title. What you should know about Madden before you buy it. I decided to go ahead and release my opinions on the play that I've had. Now, luckily, man, the one thing about the internet, whether you're on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence about Madden, at least for the consumer, the information is out there. The footage is out there. The opinions are out there. The breakdowns are out there. And that's the great thing to me. That is the biggest impact of the internet for the consumer. Consumers are more empowered now than we ever have been. You know what I mean? Before the internet, where did you get a review? You had to look at a magazine. You didn't have really video footage of reviews, and the consumer, you know what, wasn't really informed on what they're buying. Now, any product you buy, you can get a full review. Now, there's a lot of fanboyism, but you have to, weed through, and you can find good reviews on literally every product that can be bought. And that's how I feel about Madden. All the info's out there, man. I'm about to not really break down some videos, but just talk while some videos are going on, man. I played practice mode a lot last night. I played for like 2 hours up to I was dead tired. Just, goofing off, looking at different plays, checking things out. And basically what I gathered from this game, man, is this game is a mixed bag of good and bad, man. Now, you know what? Normally, there's people on the left, there's people on the right, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. And that's what it is with Madden, man. People who think the game is completely garbage, I think, are not really being accurate. And people who think this game is the greatest game ever created are not being accurate. This game, the truth is right in the middle, man. It's a mixed bag of good and bad. And it's crazy because sometimes the bag, literally happens on one play. You have something that's really, really good. in the same play, you have something that's really, really bad. And that's what sums up the Madden experience. This is a play I like. I happen to like this play, man. I just decided to look at the replay. I like how the cornerback goes for the ball, jumps for the interception, but the ball doesn't warp into his hands. It goes through his hands. It's like he basically, everything is interactive in this game. And I like that. One thing I like that the cornerback did in this play, and this is an example, in my opinion, of the good, is the read and react in this game. And I'm just throwing stuff out there so you guys know before you buy the game. The read and react in this game works very well. It works very well. He didn't, in past Maddens, we know, as soon as the ball left Peyton Manning's hand, this cornerback would have essentially had turned into a safety because he would have been heading over to the receiver as soon as the ball left Peyton's hand. But with the read and react, he had to see the ball, before, or see the play before he made a play, and he ended up making a play on the ball. That is, in my opinion, a good play. That's something you pull out the bag and you say that's a good play. Now we're going to jump to the bad. And you know what? I have to show it because this is reality. What do you guys think is going to happen here? The same thing that's been going on in Madden for years. This guy has a path to the quarterback that cannot be stopped legally. This guy could block him in the back. He could chip him. He could do something illegal. At the minimum, he could have chipped him. But the offensive lineman or the defensive lineman got sucked into an animation that he shouldn't have been sucked into. Now, there's a few major problems in Madden, and this is part of the major problem. The offensive line, defensive line play is not very good. Here's actually an animation that I would like to see a lot more on this play, and that is somebody getting pressure. Pressure is not an unabated path to the quarterback. Pressure is, the offensive line is, offensive lineman is in a bad position. He's still trying to do the best he can to block, but the defensive lineman is slowly making his way. Well, not slowly, but making his way to the quarterback. That's something that we don't see on this game is pressure. Now he disengages and runs backwards. That's a little weird, but this particular animation will help this game out. And the one thing about this game, why it will help it out so much, is now everybody can interact. The quarterback doesn't just slide when he gets, when somebody's in front of him. He interacts. So when he tries to step up in the pocket and there's somebody in his face, it's a problem. Okay, here's another, this is a play that happens a little too much in this game. It's the hand play and the pity pat. Now, that does look realistic. We see that in the NFL, but to me, a lot of times they're just playing way too much pity pat. The offensive line, defensive line play really needs an overhaul, period. There's no other way to put it, because this play right here shows you, First of all, that animation, this game is too black and white on offensive line, defensive line. Either you're being blocked or you're not. Either you're being pancaked or you're a swim move straight to the quarterback. That play at the end, where the guy was getting pressured, that's something we need to see a lot more in this game, and that's part of the bad bag. To me, this is part of the good bag. When quarterbacks get hit when they're throwing a ball, it's affected accordingly. It's like somehow the physics take over. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of passes go straight to the ground, a lot of 5-yard passes that are just bullets into the ground because the quarterback got hit. This is something they did right. Before Madden, Peyton would have tucked the ball and just taken a sack, but this one played out very good. Now, another good thing in this game, and I'm just throwing this out there, are the catch animations. Now, does it hurt other areas that they don't have enough animations? I got a video on that. But the catch animations are amazing. You see them literally, a new catch animation. Literally every other drive, you're going to see something you haven't seen before. I just happen to like this catch animation, just the way it played out. It looked realistic. You know, he went up for the ball, was off balance. And that's something that I like. Now, what's going on here? I don't even remember. But this says, I'm just showing you the good and the bad. I'm just putting all the information out there. But there's times where this engine looks amazing, in my opinion. There's times where, you know what, the engine takes over, the physics take over, and the players don't go lifeless. They have form, they make tackles, and that's the case. A guy gets kind of stood up, 2 people come and clean it up. Now, under the same circumstances, same play, I did do something a little different, but sometimes this engine goes haywire. Like, you know what? I tried to juke him, and now we just falling out like, we all fall down. You know what I mean? That, to me, is that middle ground of this game suffers. This game suffers. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And that is what you're getting when you buy this game. So nobody really can feel cheated. When you buy this product, in my opinion, nobody can say I didn't know what I was getting into. It's all out there. Now, whether you agree, whether you disagree, that's a whole nother story. But you're going to have plays where you're like, oh, this is pretty awesome. You know what I mean? While you're actually controlling it. To look at it, it doesn't look that great. But when I was controlling this play, now in this play, you're going to see good and bad. I was like, this is sick. Because I lost my balance. I got hit, pushed somebody off, lost my balance, then went for a last, lunge to get that extra yardage. Now, I'm telling you, man, I don't want to harp on this mixed bag of things, but in all of this, kind of glory physics, the bad comes out. In this game, there's really no respect for a ball carrier being a ball carrier. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes the fumbles feel random because in this play, this dude has the ball, like he's about to do a crazy crossover or something, has the ball behind his back. When you fumble in this game, why do you fumble? I really don't know, because if any time a guy should fumble, it should be like this. A man can't even really hold a football like this. You know what I mean? So as good as this play looked, it felt better. When you go back and look at it, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, man, there's a couple ways to approach this game when reviewing it and rating it. You have neither one of them is right or wrong. And this is a play I really like. Let me talk about this real quick before I get in that. But this is a play I really like. The guy got hit hard, separated for the ball, so you can see why fumbles happen. Okay, maybe I was a little out of line. But the ball is kind of like tangible now. It doesn't just warp into people's hands on fumbles. So what did EA do in the past? They gave us a mini game to kind of alleviate, the fumble situation. And this is why I have respect for this team, because they're not fixing problems with Band-Aids to me. Like, now the ball is tangible. Look, now this ball would have either sucked into 55 or Decker would have got it. But now, look, he can't pick it up, and the ball actually gets picked up by the person who gets to it. And to me, that's just awesome to show where this game is at. And I guess I may as well segue. You can review this game from, look where the game was at 2009, 2010, and look where it's at now. Play the old games, play this one. It's night and day. So you can say, yes, this is a good game because look where it was at. Or you can review it, which is a little more logical and really how reviews should be done, of where is the game right now today? I'm not going to take no past into account about how bad the game was. Where is it at right now today? And I think that's how you get different reviews. I think that's how you get people saying this game's not that cool. And the people who are looking at the progression of it are like, this is a good game. Here's a play I like. To me, the physics translate into the passing game. 27 literally, like, I don't know if it was intentional, but he lifts his hand up to make a play on the ball. It looks like it was done on purpose. Lifts his hand up to make a play on the ball, and it actually matters. Now, these are the wide receiver defensive back interactions we've been talking about for years. These are the interactions, not animations, but interactions of things actually making a difference, and it adds to the experience. There you go. That was a good play. Where are we at? I don't know where we're looking at. This is what I'm talking about. Interactions. Now, the linebacker, I think it was the linebacker, didn't really have a play. He didn't really have a play to make. He couldn't go for the interception, the tackle. I guess he could have done it. But what did he try to do? Separate the ball from the receiver. Now, the guy probably wouldn't have caught the ball anyway, but this is an animation that I like because this is a smart move for him. And this goes with the good of the game. Now, I'm going to show you the major issue, in my opinion. And I know it's been harped on, but you know what? You can't ignore it. The major issue in this game, I'm going to show you. But there is some realistic fun in this game. People said this game has a fun factor, and it's not just because of the ragdoll physics. There are some realistic simulation elements in this game that make this game fun. Now, this is the absolute... No, is this it? Let me see if this is it. Yeah, to me, this is the absolute worst part of the game, and it's the running animations. And what I tried to do in the past is pinpoint what the problem is, but it's the whole system. It's the whole system needs to be overhauled. It needs to be taken out, ripped out. Look how fast he runs laterally. And if you ever watch the competitive players in Madden, like the tournament players, the way they move these characters is just it's a mockery of how people actually move. You could run so fast laterally without having to actually shift your body to change direction. Now, here we go. I'm doing that lateral running where you don't break stride and you start running sideways so fast. But this is the part of the good and the bad. Look at this tackle, man. Tell me this engine doesn't look good at times. He is holding them up. Look at that. They are literally piled. That's why I said you can't call it consecutive and double hit tackles anymore. How many ever people can get in on a play, they can get in on a play. But you know what? How did he get to that point? That's the problem I have in this game. How did he get to that tackle? That fast lateral motion. And this is just me goofing off, man, because the zigzag running is ever so present in this game. Running sideways, so like nobody runs like this. And at first I thought this was the main problem, the only problem. It is not. There's 10 different problems you could rattle off with the player movement. From, players have too much control. That's just bottom line. You could move your guy however you want without having any really repercussion of him slowing down to change direction. Another thing, players run hunched over. As soon as you hike the ball on a running play in this game, players run head over heels, basically, like they're about to throw up. That's how they run. Another thing, there's no animation for acceleration. This game does not animate a player accelerating from start off speed to top speed. There's nothing to show it. Now, do players accelerate faster than others in this game? Yes, they do. Are players faster than others in this game? Yes, they are. But the game doesn't use any animation to show somebody getting around the corner or just turning on the jets. There's nothing in this game that shows that. Those are just a couple things with the player movement. But I mean, as the game goes on, as I'm playing online, because that's how I'm going to get down. Y'all know your boy is going to be online. But as this game, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, all the different things that's wrong with player movement in this game. And it has to be an overhaul, man. I don't want to see a patch. I don't want to see a Band-Aid. I don't want to see an ace bandage. I want to see a whole new overhaul to player movement next year. As for right now, where is this game? Should you buy it? The information's out there, man. Just look at it. Does the bad or the good outweigh the bad? That's what it boils down to. For me, it does. I can sit down, have fun. I played with my buddy last night. We played 3 games. You know what I mean? I lost 2. I won the last one, though. That's all that matters. and I had a good time. I enjoyed myself, and not because of the ragdoll engine and the physics and everything, because this game does have some fun factor for realistic football. So the choice is yours. I don't want to say you have the choice to buy it or not, but the information's all on the table, man. You cannot buy this game and say nobody told me. You know what I mean? Nobody told me how good this game was gonna be. You know what I mean? Nobody told me that it had this problem. So that's it, man. I know this video is extremely long. It's probably gonna take 15 hours to upload, literally, because my internet sucks. Hopefully it'll be out, you know what I mean, before the game comes out, and I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.